Hey y'all, so I created this beautiful natural everyday look. It's full beat, but it's still, doable. It's easy, and I gave you guys some of my top secret tips, tricks, like, cause I love y'all. Like, I love y'all that much, okay, period. So go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Since you know you like my videos, you know you like these tips, these tricks, go ahead, be a part of the family. Like, come on, you could be my sub, okay, period. But yeah, if you guys want to see how I created this super simple, nice full face glam, then continue to keep on watching. Hey y'all, so we are doing a talk through video today. I feel so good, y'all. Like, I am in a great space right now. Like, I feel so good. So let me stop rambling and let's do these eyebrows. Y'all should be proud of me. Y'all should love on me right now because I did not do my brows off camera because y'all was not about to beat me up this time. Using my WetNWild Simma Brown Nail Pencil. Now let me just say, I deep cleansed my skin before doing this. So I use my Noxzema and I use my Clean and Clear Morning Burst. I like to do my eyebrows when my face is super dry because my brows just come out better that way. So I'm not gonna start right here in the front. I'm gonna start back here. I'm gonna leave a little space in the front and I'm gonna start to sketch, just following my natural brow, and then like that. And I like to elongate my eyebrows because my face is round, so I want to look snatched up, So the same thing for this one. Again, we're gonna leave this space. We're not gonna go all the way in the front. We're gonna go right here and we're gonna just follow the brow hairs, zoom like that. You could go back in and darken it. I'm gonna slide my brows like that. They got to lay on top of each other, so I'm sliding them over like that. Instead of me going up here, I want to start back here, kind of where my arch is. I don't really have an arch, so I have to create my own arch because my brows are kind of just straight. So I got my arch, and now I'm gonna just create my line. And I'm using a light hand. I'm not going heavy because this pencil is kind of dark. I'm going to start kind of in the center of my brow towards where my arch is. And we're just going to kind of do a slight C shape, like a crescent moon shape. And then we're going to just drag it and let the lines connect to each other, and then lightly fill it in. I'm just flicking out in between the pencil and the brow hairs, but I'm not touching where I started. I don't want to bother that. So again, we're gonna just flick until it's blended out. You want it to look seamless and natural. Okay, so usually I would use a super duper bright concealer, but I want to keep it kind of sort of natural looking. So to do that, I'm going to use about 3 different concealers. So I'm going to use my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define in C16. This one is pretty much like a natural shade. I'm going to use my ColourPop in Dark 42. This is like one of my favorite concealers. These two concealers together, magic, okay? And then I'm going to use my Morphe Concealer in C4.35. Well, I just think it had a name, but anyways, I'm going to put all of these concealers on the back of my hand. Like, I'm going to swatch them on the back of my hand. Like this. Well, technically, if you want to be technical, this is the front of your hand and this is the back of your hand. Alright, so I have my swatches and I'm just going to go ahead and mix these together. So I'm going to use a little bit at first. Just to sketch it out. And this is a e.l.f. flat brush. I did not clean this brush only because I like how sharp it is when it gets a little old from product. It's already shaped like how I want it to be shaped. So I'm just going to sketch this concealer. Or you can do it like how I usually do it with the spoolie. With the wand, I mean. Okay, so I put more concealer on the back of my hand because it did dry up. And I'm just going to, again, mix the three together. I like a caked face, okay? Like, I have my days when I like natural, but like I always say, if I'm gonna wear makeup, you're gonna know I'm wearing makeup. Like, sis, we gotta look snatched. And I like to use a generous amount. That's just me. Because I just love a smooth canvas. I want everything to just flow on the skin. So I'm just letting the concealer sit so it can get familiar with my skin and warm up and just give me better coverage. So I'm going to go ahead and do the top portion of my brows. And for the top, I'm going to use my Chestnut, and I'm going to mix Chestnut with Fawn. So we can't leave them like this, of course. So I'm going to take my Morphe M173 brush. I love this brush. And I'm going to go ahead and blend the concealer out. And as I'm blending, I can feel it being tacky. That's what I want. I want it to give me coverage. So it's pretty much like it's less blending whenever you let it sit a bit. And then on top of that is I have my fan blowing. If y'all hear my fan, I always do my recordings with my fan on. So that's why y'all be hearing it in the background when I'm doing my voiceovers. But I like to have my fan to kind of speed up the process. So I get more product placed on my skin. So whenever I blend it out, it's less product on my brush and more product stays on my face. Alright. And my concealer is pretty much matte by itself. Even though we're going to go in and set it. But it gives me more time to not have to rush and find my setting powder. The concealer is already setting by itself, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my eyes, but before I set, you want to always make sure that you go back in and blend that concealer out, because we don't want any creasing. Loose finishing powder in number 35, and I'm going to use this to set. I'm going to use a little bit at a time, and I'm going to focus it in my crease area first, because that's the place where the concealer folds the most. So we want to lock that in place real quick. Alright, so I'm going to look in my hand mirror to see if I got, you know, it as smooth and pretty like how I wanted it to be. And we doing good. We good. We straight. Okay, y'all, so I'm going to use my coconut oil to moisturize. And y'all, I am just so happy because my skin was going through it in February. I don't know why, but I think it was just the weather. But my skin is back to normal for the most part. It's not fully, you know, recovered, but I've been drinking a lot of water lately. And when I say water really does clean and cleans the body, get rid of all that toxin and icky stuff, it really does. Drink your water. That's another way you can make sure that your skin stays really good and healthy. That's the key to a smooth application as well, taking care of your real skin. If you don't take care of your skin, makeup is only going to show your imperfections a little bit more. So make sure you exfoliate, drink your water especially. Stay away from sodas and juice. I'm challenging myself to drink water for the rest of this month. And I feel like I can do it because I done did it before. And so once I accomplish this month, I'm going to go another month and then try to go until the rest of the year and see what type of difference it's going to make. So I'm going to let this coconut oil sit on my face for about 5 minutes, and I'll be right back. When it's set, I'm going to take the rest of that concealer, and I can't talk. Y'all know I can't talk. That's why I don't like doing talk throughs. But I'm going to take the remaining concealer and I'm going to set my under eye to cancel out my dark marks. And I'm not going to blend it out. I'm going to just let it stay like this. I'm going to try not to touch it, not to blend it out. My skin feels amazing, y'all. Like, I am so happy it's back to normal. It was just, I don't know. My skin was just going through it for real. Alright, y'all, so I'm gonna use my black Radiance foundation, and I'm gonna mix it with my Maybelline Dewy foundation. I'm mixing 3 foundation actually, only because I don't want to be too oily and I don't want to be too dry. So that's why I'm gonna mix these together.
How does it feel? How does it feel?
Yeah. I'm going to use my Instapop brush and apply my foundation. Tell me how it feels, yeah. How does it feel? So, the key to a smooth foundation, again, the key is tapping, y'all. Like, tap, 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 honey. And when you tap in, you just want to make sure you're being neat with it. 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer. That's how you doing. Tapping and being neat with it, because tapping will give you an airbrushed effect. And being that I'm using a brush, I'm gonna also show you, just in case you do see some brush streaks, how to get rid of those brush streaks. Up in the sky at the stars, all I see is you. Still a little shiny looking. That's okay, because I like for a dewy finish. So I'm gonna take a damp beauty blender. It's wet and I just squeezed it out, and that's what I'm left with. And I'm just gonna tap. So if you can see, I hope y'all can see, some of that shine is going away because I'm getting rid of that excess foundation. And I'm making sure that I'm tapping softly. So I have that done. Now I'm going to go back in with my concealer. This time I'm going to use my e.l.f. Camo Concealer in Deep Olive, and this is very mattifying. So if you have oily skin, sis, get you some of this, okay? They have a hydrating one too. I want to just stay in this area and just lift my face. And honestly, y'all, this routine right here only takes me about 15 to 20 minutes to do. Now I'm using my ColourPop concealer on top. So the e.l.f. is more yellow. This one is more pink. So I want to give balance. I don't want to look too yellow and I don't want to look too ashy and pale. So I'm going to mix the two together. But I'm not done. So I'm going to take my Makeup Revolution concealer, which is the more of my skin tone. It's still a little too like pink orange, but I love how it just blends. So whenever I feel like I'm not going to be able to blend as good, I just use a concealer closest to my skin tone to help me out. So I hope y'all understanding, like, I have different ways of doing my makeup. I have so many different ways, but with this way you want to make sure you're blending and letting it dry, letting it set. You want to make sure that you kind of play with different products and mix and match. I don't know, I feel like when you mix and match concealers, mix and match foundations, powders, you just get that perfect shade. Like, you can never really, in my opinion, find the perfect shade foundation by itself, because either it's going to oxidize, either it's going to be a little too bright and then you have to play with it, or it's going to be too dark and then you have to add like a lighter concealer. So when I play with my products, I don't know, I just get a better feel, and like I just get to experiment, you know. So once it gets a little more tacky, then we're going to blend it out. And I'm going to blend it out with my sponge that I use to absorb that excess foundation. I'm just blending by tapping, and I'm making sure I got my sponge in between the highlighted concealer and the more natural tone. And I'm going to fuse these two together. Alright, so I have that, and I'm not going to touch the inner portion. I'm going to do the same for this one. So I'm going to make sure that my blender is in between the lighter and darker concealer, and I'm just going to blend and beat these two together. I want to fuse them together. You see how smooth and like ombre it is, sis. And now I'm taking the cleaner portion and just making sure I blend even more. And now I'm gonna pinch the beauty blender and get up in that area. And now it's time to set underneath the eye. So to set, I'm gonna use my Maybelline Fit Me in 330. And I need to find me a flat brush. Alright, so I'm going to use a foundation brush. And before I do that, let me make sure I have it blended. So as I'm setting, I'm going to look up in my mirror so that my under eye doesn't fold and crease up on me. I'm going to get in that area right there. And this powder right here is very, very yellow, but I know how to work it, so I'm just going to use a little bit of it. So I'm going to use the cap first, and I'm going to shove that powder underneath. I'm just shoving that powder into my previous powder. And I like to work fast because this stuff dries fast. Like, it's very dry. Like, once it settles, it settles. So you have to move fast with that powder. Finish everything up and blend everything as good as possible. I'm going to take that same brush that I used with the foundation, and I'm going to blend out my edges. So we ain't done yet. Now I'm going to set the rest of my face slightly. I'm not doing a lot, just a little bit with this powder brush and my LA Girl Pro Foundation powder in warm caramel. And I'm just going to touch the edges of my cheeks and around my mouth. And whatever is left, I'm going to put it in the center of my forehead. So if you notice, I'm not setting the entire face, just in certain parts. Well, I'm going to spray my face with my Mario Badescu. Okay. I do not like the way that spray smells. I really don't. Like, it just smells like old. So we have that. I'm going to let it dry up a bit. And that's going to cancel out any ashiness, flashback, or whatever. I'm not going to have none of that when I'm done. I'm going to take the butt of the beauty blender and fuse that rose water into the skin. And this is going to leave the product looking very, very much so natural. This looks so good in person. Like, I really wish y'all could see this. It just looks so beautiful and smooth and just natural. So, being that this is going to be a full beat but natural beat, I'm not going to put any highlight or anything on my cheeks, but I am going to highlight my nose. Y'all already know, okay? Rudolph over here, period. Because if my nose ain't glowing, my face ain't showing. Okay. So I'm going to use my IBY Beauty 24 Karat Magic Gold highlighter. This is my favorite highlighter. to put on my nose because sis, it just does something to me, okay? And over time the highlight is going to kind of dissolve and disappear anyways. So, and I like to put a lot on, especially when I'm taking my pictures, because like, I don't know, it just does something, okay? So I'm going to take my spoolie again and brush my brow hairs over since they still kind of wet. And this is going to help them stay intact together all throughout the day. Alright, so we're almost done. I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with the WetNWild pencil again. I'm going to use my WetNWild liquid CatSuit in Send Nudes. Oh, don't y'all send no nudes now. But I think this is a new lipstick line they have, and it's a lipstick but it's glossy. It reminds me of the NYX lingerie, and I love it. Alright, so in the middle I'm going to use Caught You Bare Naked, the same lipstick line. It looks so good. It feels good, y'all, right? It feels good. Yeah. It feels good. Feels so good to me. It feels good. Yeah. I'm not doing a wing today. I want this to be as simple as possible for you guys. Alright, so to help me apply my lashes, I'm going to use the INV Super Strong Hold Eyelash Adhesive. And I'm going to use these lashes I got off of AliExpress. I take the eyelash glue and I let my lashes sit with the glue for about a minute. And then I place them on. I feel like this is easier instead of me like how I used to do it. Well, in some cases, because this eyelash glue right here, it likes to lift up on me a little bit. Hey y'all. Girl, we are transforming for real. These flexi rods and the pin curls down, and I'll be back with the finished product. I get excited about this part, y'all. Like, hold on, watch this. Watch the completed look. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys learn something new, some techniques you guys can use whenever you're about to beat your face. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your grandma them, tell your auntie them, tell your cousin, and tell your best friend, sis.